Hi friends, this is the Bijou Baker. I'm Maria. Today we're on number 9 of the 12 days of Christmas. I should write this down. Okay, this one is kind of fun and it's very Christmassy. It's a white chocolate cranberry eggnog cookie. Not a fan of eggnog, but I'm gonna try one for you. When I make these, they're gone instantly. They're one of the first cookies that go. I pass on it because it's not my cup of tea or cup of eggnog. So, but if you like eggnog, you're gonna like this because it's got a good amount. If you want to have a spiced eggnog, put in a touch of rum. I don't do rum. We've gone through this. So I'll just keep it unspiked and good. And it's fun. Now, you can do this in a stand mixer. I'm using hand mixers in this video series because if you do have a mixer, chances are some other cookie batch is going to be going in it. So rather than waiting, there are options. You know this. I know you know this. You can even do all of them by hand. Yeah, you can do them all by hand, and I have, and that's fine too. So let's go. Herons. Hair up, hands washed, let's go play. And me without my earrings. Guys, you weren't even gonna tell me, huh? Oh, come on, it's all fun. All right, mise en place, things in place. You check and balances. You got your recipe, and then your list of items, and you got your butter, check, eggs, check. You get it? Check, check, check. And so you make sure you have everything. These tiny little cups, they're actually shot glasses from the Dollar Tree. Perfect. I mean, don't go out and buy expensive. I think you get like 25 for $1, 50 for $1. You get a lot. You get a lot. So if one cracks, you got plenty to toss. So these make it easy to do your mise en place and check things off. All right, let's go. In my flour, I'm adding all my dry ingredients: baking powder, salt, cornstarch, cinnamon, nutmeg, and the tiniest bit of clove. Clove will give you that added flavor, but man, clove is really potent. So use it very lightly, because I mean, you know when they say a little goes a long way? Boy, that's no joke. I remember the first time I made this cookie. I'll tell you, yeah, I'm a dork. We all know this. There's no surprise. I substituted the cinnamon for the clove. The trash can loved it. All right, with all cookies, you cream your butter, and then you add your sugars, and then your egg, and then your vanilla. That's my order. That's how I always do cookies. If there's another reason, I'll tell you, but for the most part, this is it. All right, I'm gonna add 2 egg yolks. We don't need the whole egg, especially since I'm using jumbo eggs. These are beautiful size egg yolks. Gonna give a lot of richness. We're gonna add the eggnog. I kind of want to confess something to you guys because you know, you have your dry measures and you have your wet measures. 98% of the time, I'm still going to just use the dry measure for liquid. I know. I get a rash every time I say that, but I don't see enough of a difference to have to go out and purchase these. Aren't they cute? These were my daughter's from 100 years ago. But she used them for dry and liquid. Do it if you want to. I'm just saying, I'm only doing it because I happen to have it and it's handy. So, you know, people are, oh, don't ever measure your dry and your liquid. Okay. I'll just say okay and leave it at that. And then as always, well, not always, but let's say often, I flatten them out just a little bit, just to make sure we're going to get an even bake and a flat, beautiful cookie. They're in the oven. It smells really good. All right, I promised a friend, the next time I make these, I promise you I'll taste it, because I don't like eggnog, so it's like, but I know all the flavors work. So I kind of have to this time, which is probably why I haven't made them in a while. So what do you think? Should we put a eggnog, cinnamon, nutmeg icing on it? What do you think? We'll make it. We'll make it. And then decide. Alrighty. Right out of the oven. Hot, hot. So if you weren't going to put a glaze on it, just before you pop them in the oven, I would place a couple of chocolate chips or cranberries on it. But since we are covering them, they're just fine. They smell really good. So, gosh, I'm really torn between a white chocolate drizzle or the icing. Let's do the icing because we're looking for eggnog. So let's add more eggnog. This is a very, very basic. Anytime you want a harder, not hard like royal icing hard, but stiff and icing that you can actually touch or stack cookies on without them sticking to each other, which is really, you want it like that. It's very basic. So let's see. I'm going to take out some of the sugar, some of the butter. So it's about, for every stick, you'll use about 3 cups of powdered sugar. And then a liquid can be whatever you want. It could be water, it could be milk. In this case, it's going to be eggnog. And you're going to add that a little bit at a time. So it's a very basic across. I'm just gonna take half of this out. Change of plan. I'm just gonna make the whole batch. I was trying to just be lazy about it. Not that it's extra work at all, but then I realized I'd have to be chintzy. I don't want to be chintzy, so I'll take the extra step and measure out twice as much of everything and go from there. You want to make this as absolutely creamy as possible. And then we're going to put in 3 cups of powdered sugar. And yes, this is going to get messy. But I'm also going to add just a touch of nutmeg. Not a lot really, because like I say, this stuff is pretty powerful. And a little bit of cinnamon. A little more cinnamon. You know me. Cinnamon and vanilla, that does it for me. All right, I'm gonna really slowly mix this and hope it doesn't go crazy. And then I'll add in the vanilla and the eggnog. Okay, so this smells really good. I want it thick. When it's thick, that means it's going to harden really well. The sugar is going to harden. Again, not like royal icing, the stuff you see on gingerbread houses, but you've seen those cookies where you can just pick them up. You've seen them. I've made a ton of them. Well, this right here is just a very, very basic cookie. Substitute the eggnog with whipping cream or with milk or with coffee creamer, and change the flavors as you want them. But that's essentially it. See, for 3 cups of powdered sugar, I'd say maybe a 1/4 cup of the fluid, a little at a time, because a lot of things can change how much is needed. So just a little at a time. Fuss with the mess, and then you'll be glad you stopped. All right, so we got a nice thick icing. You don't have to have it, but if you're looking for eggnog, let's get the eggnog in there. Side note, whatever icing you may have left, you want to wrap it in a really tight, all the air out. The air is going to harden it. So put it in a bowl, cover the icing itself with plastic wrap, and then put a lid on top of that. You should be set for a while. It'll last. It'll last. Bring it to room temperature, mix it up again, and it's good to go. Pretty, right? And they're still soft. See, watch. They're still soft, but when they dry, the icing will dry, the sugar will dry. You'll be able to stack them on top without anything. That icing is really sweet, so keep that in mind if you don't want it. But it's really good. Oh. There's a lot of really strong but not overpowering flavors in here. The nutmeg, you can barely taste the clove. That's always scary for me because too much clove can ruin it. Ruin it. Yummy, yummy. This is good. I'm happy with this. I can see why it goes fast all the time. All right, my friends. Number 9 down. Until next time, happy baking.
Ah, that was fun. Don't forget to like and subscribe.